Hello there and welcome back to ADcraft. Today I'm showing you part 2 of this large futuristic build, which looks fantastic when it's finished. If you haven't already checked out part 1 of this tutorial, please do. I will link that now in the cards, and it's also in the description. So without any further ado, let's get on with the video. Here again is the list of the materials that you'll need for this build. So there is an awful lot of smooth quartz here. It equates to around 92 stacks, but you can change some of this out for white concrete, particularly in the floor that we did in part 1. There may be some bits in part 2 as well, but you will need the smooth quartz slabs and stairs for this build. So just to give you the look at the last bits of the things that you'll need. Also, as mentioned, you'll need the beacon base of whatever size and shape and material that you wish. So picking up where we left off now for the build, we're going to be finishing off this fantastic central spire. So you need to pick whatever color block and whatever accent you're using. What we're going to do is we're going to start placing some of these blocks down. So we're going to come in one block on this second set of slabs, and we're going to start replacing these blocks right the way through this central portion. And what we're going to do with these is we're going to bring these in right the way until we get one block past this transition to the second level. And then this is what we're going to start doing for the rest of the build. We're going to start following this curve as it goes up. So we're going to fill this in, again going one past the next transition, and then we're going to step up again and carry this on. And then when we've got a transition again, we're going to step up. So what we're doing is making sure that this red terracotta that I'm using, but whatever block you're using, just looks a little bit offset, so you can just get that bit of extra depth in the build. When you get to sections like this, where you come up, you just literally do keep following it, but make sure that you're leaving a full block gap all the way around your build as you do. So every time you come to a step up, just basically follow that round. Now what you might want to do is inside here, if you're building this in survival, just make sure that you do put whatever lighting that you want in here, just so you don't get any mobs spawning. But I will head up now and carry on for you. So yeah, we'll just carry this round, and basically that's as complicated as it gets all for this build. The only thing that you'll need to make note of is, again, because we are following this round, when it comes out the other way, i.e. when it starts to curve out this side, we're gonna pop the blocks coming out this way as well. So we're just, oh, not that, we're just, like you can see, just having a single block of quartz all the way around. We're doing that right the way through, and we're getting then up to this point here. And at this point, what we need to do with these blocks is fill in this little window. So as you can see here, by filling it in, it gives that red line, and that will take us to that same point, one block on the other side. Now coming around again, just making sure that we leave that full block gap. And again, you might have another dark void in here, so again, just put a bit of lighting if you need to. But keep bringing this round, and we're starting to get up towards this main spire now. And once we carry on a little bit, we are going to bring this up here. Again, making sure that you light things up when you feel necessary. And we're going to bring this through and up this section. Now once we got to the top of this bit, we're going to bring this in, and again, like the little window that we had before, we're going to start filling this in, and we're going to fill this in right the way up until we get to the stairs at the top of the build. So there's quite a few there, and then we're going to stop when we get to these stairs. Now, literally, we just do exactly the same, but coming back down the other side of the build. So keeping this one block width, we're just going to come down with the red terracotta. We're going to place some more of these down, like so. And then just, again, once we come to this step-in portion, then we're going to step in again. Make sure that we can get in. It's a little bit fiddly doing this, but it does look fantastic once you're done. Now with these stairs, again, you can come up to the point of the stairs because you've still got a nice white line. But once you fill all of this in and not fall down in your own build, then you've got this lovely thick line that comes right the way through. So I'm going to carry this on for the rest of the build. It's exactly the same idea, just bringing this down whenever you've got that one block that comes out, and whenever you've got a window, you come out and you fill that in entirely, and make sure you light up on the inside again, just so you don't get any nasties spawning. But yeah, we're going to do that all the way around the build, and I'll just finish off this little section now for you. Now we've got the colour in the towers, that's added some depth and that's added some structure to these, and we're going to now finish them off with the last two touches. So the first thing we're going to do is in each of these gaps where we've got at the sides of the build these inlays with the red or whatever colour you're using. Use these stained glass panes in whatever colour you have been using for the build as well, and we're just going to fill those in, and there's 3 of those. There's one down here, that little one that's 2 blocks. You've got this other one that's like 6 blocks along, and then we've got this really big one. So fill that in on each of the sides and on each of those little windows. In terms of some lighting for the edge of the build, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be placing some end rods. So come on the side that is facing out of the build on the very, very highest block, and we're going to place an end rod there. We're then going to place one going the other way at the top, just 1 block above where this terracotta or whatever colour block you use starts, and that means nothing's going to spawn there. Then we're just going to follow the build down, alternating back and forth with the end rods whenever we've got a change and whenever we've got a block stepping out or stepping in. So like so, all the way around the build, and going back and forth. As I say, it just gives a much more even pattern to do that. And when we get down to this section here, we're going to place one here, we're going to place one on the inside here, and then we're going to place one there, and then we just literally start following it round as we have been, and do this on all of the 4 sides, and do this on the inside as well, just so stuff doesn't spawn. For this bit here, you might just want to put one slightly laid back, but aside from that, you probably don't want to put 2 in here. You've got the beacon beam there, so you don't want to detract from that. But yeah, follow this round. Equally doing the same on this bit, with the last one being on the edge right there. So yeah, fill all of the lighting in, fill all of the glass in, and then I'll show you what that all looks like. The spire is now complete with all of the glass and all of the lighting in, and we're going to start working on these towers now. So what we're going to do, I'll show you for this side, you do the same on the other side, just round through there, and also on each of the other towers. What we're going to do is we're going to come in 2 blocks from this exposed quartz, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3 here, and 1, 2, 3 here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to place a slab on this transition to smooth it out, a slab on this transition, a slab on this transition, and a slab on top here. And that will give us the start of how this, which is this quartz, is going to start curving up level with this red section. So yeah, do that all the way around. You should have 8 lots of these on the different size, 2 per tower all the way. So with those bits done, next we are going to come out to the next block round, and we're going to come up 4, and we're going to do 4 again, and then 5, and 5 again, and then 6 on this block here. And what we're going to do again is just smooth out the transitions with a slab each time that we've done that, so 2 slabs there. So as you can see, we've got a nice smooth line coming all the way around this build. So do that all the way around. Now we've got to this stage, what we're going to do is we're going to, first of all, we're going to skip 3 blocks, and then we're going to bring both of these 2 next ones up to 8 blocks high. Now in between these, we're going to take whatever our colour block that we've been using is, and we're going to build 3 across the bottom, and then 3 more on top of each of these, giving us a total of 4. Then a couple of sea lanterns in the middle, and 2 more blocks here. Then we're going to take 2 more quartz, 2 more quartz, and then 3 more quartz there. And with the slabs, we're just going to place 1 in each of those transitions and 1 on that end block. So there we've got a nice inlay in the wall, and now I'm going to show you how to do the decoration. With all the inlays in place and how to decorate this, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to dig down 2 wide, and we're going to dig 5 along like so. Then in these middle 3, we're going to dig down 3 more spaces like this. We're going to fill those with some sea lanterns, and we're going to put 2 quartz blocks at either end, and then coming inside we're going to place some quartz stairs like this just on the inside. Now on top of each of these sea lanterns we're going to place some of the red glass, or whatever colour glass you're using, which gives us a nice look there. And now we're going to start coming up the side here. So we're going to come up 1 block beneath this on both sides, so 1 block beneath the top block, and then again using the stairs we're going to go either direction with the stairs. So 1 stair facing in, 1 upside down stair facing in, and then we're going to come up with 1 further block here. We're going to have a stair on top, an upside down stair here, and a slab just there to finish it off. So that gives you the decoration piece that we've got in this. Then what we're going to do is take some more stairs, and we're going to start surrounding this. So we'll have a stair that way, a stair that way, and a stair that way, just to give it some structure. Stair, stair, and stair, and that gives you the extra little bit of detail around the edge, and do that 8 times, twice on each of these towers. Now to finish off this section on the bottom part of the towers, what we're going to do in each of these blocks is we're going to come up 9, so that will be up just here, and we're going to do that on both sides. So we're going to come up again 9 on this side for these 2 blocks. That's like that, and guess what these ones are? Yep, 10. So we're just going to come up on each of these 10 blocks, which brings us 1 block above where we are there, and fill all of these in. And the last step on this, you guessed it again, we're coming in with the slabs, and we're just placing a couple of slabs there. So as you can see, that gives us a lovely transition round and a lovely smooth curve going around the edge of this building, which also lines up with the bit above. But now we're going on to the next level. Once that's replicated on all of these towers, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to come into the center here, just above these walkways. We're going to come up 1, 2, and then we're going to place 2 blocks, and we're going to do that on those 2, and underneath them we're going to place a top slab, and then we're going to place a bottom slab here. So it's going to give us a gap of 1.5 blocks in between this slab and the one beneath, which means that nothing can spawn there. There's light anyway. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come up 3 blocks like this, and we're going to do that 4 times on each of these. There we go. So we've got these 2 blocks, then we're going to come up again, and we're going to have 3, but they're going to go 4 around, and that will be 1 block over from this sea lantern and also just above this slab. With those done, next we're going to go across, and we're going to come up 1 block and go a 2 block here, and then at the same base level we're going to come 3, 3, and then we're going to come up again 2, and then 3, and then in this corner block just here 3. And what we're going to do is take our slabs, and we're going to place a top and a bottom slab here, and then again the bottom and the top slab here, which brings us and starts to, as you can see, follow this red all the way round. But we have each and every one of these being a total of 3 blocks. So we've got a half and a half and 2 whole, or we've got 3 blocks. So we're going to do this on both the sides, and we're going to do this on all of the towers. Carrying on from where we left off, we're going to go across and have 2, and then 3 blocks. Then we're actually going to step up again and have 2, and then 3 blocks, then 2, and then 3 blocks, which brings us onto the first block of this side. And then, as we did before, we're getting our slabs and putting a top and bottom on each of the ones that's only 2 blocks high, just to keep the transitions all smooth. So as you can see, this is now starting to wrap around nicely, and we're going to do this on the other side and also on the other towers. Now on this side we're carrying on with 2 blocks, and then we're going up 3 blocks. Then here, rather than 2 blocks of quartz, what we're actually going to place is 2 blocks of redstone, and this is so that we can power some trapdoors that we're going to place on top of them. So you still get the little extra detail, a bit of extra depth coming through here, with some trapdoors sticking out. Then next to these we do the 3 and the 2 and the 3 to finish off this side, and then again with the slabs we go on top of here, on top of the redstone, and on top there and underneath in all 3 of those locations as well. If I can click in the right place, there we go. Now at this point we're going to finish off this side, and again this is a little bit different. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 3 blocks and 3 blocks next to them, and then we're going to step up and we're going to have 3 blocks and 3 blocks here, and then again on the other side 3 blocks and 3 blocks. And what we're going to do with these is actually we are going to be placing a block here for a transition, a block here for a transition, here and here, with 2 on these undersides. So it's a little bit thicker here, but because of perspective and because of the way that the slope works, then that just balances it all out. So yeah, each of these ones here is 3, and then you've got an additional half slab, whether it be the top or the bottom, just to smooth out the curve. At the moment we've just got some walkways going across the middles of the build. So now we've done these layers of the stuff going around the edge, what we're going to do is start some walkways going across the builds and add some floors. So each of these towers has got 2 very big floors, and what we're going to do is we're going to come up and we're going to find this middle sea lantern in between each of these 2 towers, and we're going to come up and we're going to knock out the glass that we've got here, and we're going to knock out that glass and we're going to break a 3x3 hole. What we're then going to do is we're going to place some slabs on the bottom, and then we're going to bring these slabs like so all the way across, and because this is a half slab, this will be completely spawn proof, but it does mean that the interior of this will be a little bit more tricky to deal with. So you can either have it as half slabs and embed things into them, or you can add an extra level and make it a full slab. But what we're going to do is carry on this right the way across this floor at the same level inside the build, round to the other side, where we're going to do exactly the same as we have done for a knockout of 3x3. So yeah, quite a big step here, but what we're going to do is just connect up, build all the floors in and connect up each of these towers using these walkways. So you'll have a big floor in here, you'll have the walkways going out and big floors in each of these towers. Now we've got the flooring for these walkways and for the second story in these towers, we're going to finish these walkways off. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take out one more line of glass at the top here, and we're going to place some of the top slabs, and these are going to form the roof of this build coming across for the walkway. So this is going to come up right the way across and meet up on the other side. What we're then going to do is we're going to place a top slab next to this, coming across like a little bit of a railing or an extension of the flooring right the way through the build. We're going to do the same with some top slabs coming through, some bottom slabs rather, coming through on this side, and this will leave a gap of 2 on each of these sides, which we're going to deal with in a second. So I'll bring those out a little bit just to show you how it will look. Then at the end here we're going to have a quartz block with the sea lantern on top, just as a nice little entrance to each of these walkways. Along the bottom we're going to completely fill these in with some of the whatever colour stained glass you're using. And then on the top we're going to have intermittent sea lantern. So what we're going to do is go 1, 2, 3 and then a sea lantern, and then 1, 2, 3 and then another sea lantern. And if we've done this right, 1, 2, 3, you get your sea lantern right in the middle, which means that when it connects across it matches and it's all lovely and symmetrical, because we like symmetrical. So yeah, we'll do this for both of the sides and also for all of the walkways, and that's all of your walkways then done. So we've now finished the walkways and they look great in the design. One thing to note is if you are building this in survival, then there's a line of blocks here that actually, I think a few of them are spawnable. So this isn't in the materials list, but you could put some carpets or alternatively some iron trapdoors or anything that you really wanted to just to block the spawns on there. But like I say, that's only relevant if you are building this in survival, and it's not included in the materials list because it's entirely up to you. Now looking at this, what we're going to do is we're going to start building the section in between these two bits. And first and foremost, what we're going to do is we need to make some slight adjustments to this. We're going to put 2 more of the whatever color block that we've used in on those 2 blocks, just so this all works nicely. Then we're going to come to the center here. We are going to put in 2 quartz on each of these blocks, either side of this one with the sea lantern. Then on the 2 sides, either side, we're going to come up 3, like so. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then this one, we're going to come up 3 as well, like this. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to take some of the slabs and we're going to firstly fill in that slab there, and then we're going to put a slab underneath here. We're going to put 2 slabs there so that connects up and again smooths that out, and again put a slab in here to complete that block, and then a slab there for that side. And on this side we're going to put a slab on this bit, a slab on this bit, so when we put the 2 slabs in the middle, you've again got that nice smooth curve coming round. So again, what I mentioned on those iron trapdoors, there will be on each of these levels of the quartz, potentially, particularly on this top, where on the bottom it's fine because we've got the sea lanterns going around the side, but on the top there will be the odd block like this that is spawnable. So if you did want to put a iron trapdoor on there, you could do, or you could alternatively put carpets or a button, anything you wanted to stop spawns. We're now going to carry this second white line on around the build. So the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to come to this block next to the quartz that we have here, and we're going to switch this out with whatever coloured block we're using. And then we are going to place a slab on here, like so. And we are going to come out next to this quartz, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then moving across, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. So what we're then going to do is take our slabs, and we're going to put a slab there and a slab there on the top, and we're going to put a slab here on the bottom. So again, nice smooth curve coming round. So take this little step and put that on all of the sides. Continuing this round, again, we do need to just make one little adjustment so that it's not visible from the inside, is taking out that glass block and replacing it with the colour block. And what we're going to do is 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are the same level. Then we're going to come up 1 block and we're going 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 1 block again, 1, 2, 3, like so. And now what we're going to do is on the bottom we're going to add a slab here and here to bring that round, and here. And basically anywhere that we've got a 3, you have a slab on top and a slab on the bottom, and the 4s you never change. And as you can see, I have been, just for spawn proofing purposes, using my chosen block, which is iron trapdoors. Not iron trapdoors, iron pressure plates, because they look quite good with the colour scheme. But again, you could use carpets, you could use anything that you want on any of these full blocks. Again, these aren't included in the materials list because it's entirely up to you what you use. So yeah, that brings us round here, so carry that on both the sides and all the towers. Onto this flat section now, what we're going to do, we've got 3 blocks here, so the next one that we're going to do is on the same level. We're going to go 4 blocks. Then we're going to come up and across 1 and come up 3 blocks, like so. And now on this one, we're going to come level with that and place the bottom block. And then blocks 2 and 3 are redstone, with block 4 being another quartz. And then up and across 1, 1, 2, 3. And then level with this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then finally 1, 2, 3, like so. So once we fill all of the slabs in for this, we will start on the bottom. We will have a slab here for each of the transitions, a slab here, and a slab on the final block. So you've got a half slab increase going at the bottom, and equally the same at the top. Half slab, and then a half slab. So all of these will have a total of 4 blocks, whether it be 4 full blocks or 3 full blocks and 2 half blocks. We're also going to stick 2 iron trapdoors to match the ones beneath on here, because it's a nice detail. And if you are spawn proofing this, use whatever your chosen spawn proof block is. Mine is the iron trapdoors because I think they look nice in the build. And yeah, do that on both the sides and all the towers. With those replicated on all of the sides, the last thing to do on these towers is simply to connect these bits up. So what we're going to do is we're going to come here and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 on the next one, then across that 1, 2, 3, and then 4 here, and then we do the same on the other side. So we come in 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and I shall see those now connect up. All we then need to do is smooth the transitions out with a half slab here and here, and a half slab here and here. And as you will see, that now gives us the look that we've got. So we've got these 2 big windows sweeping up and round. We've got this nice smooth bit of colour that comes in, and then we've got the roof, which is matched by the blocks that kind of come round the build itself. So yeah, all of this is done. So now finish this off around your build and we'll work on the entrance. The last thing for us to do with the build is to get an entrance so we can actually get into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to whichever side we want this entrance to be on, and there's no reason you couldn't build multiple entrances to this base. And what we're going to do is we're going to come level with this on the corner of the two blocks. So this is the very corner block just there. So we're going to come out to the edge here and we're going to dig down 1, 2, 3, and we're going to come out 3 that far. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to replace those with quartz blocks like so. Now what we're going to need to do is we're going to connect those up. So we're going to do this by digging out here and all of this interior stuff that brings us level with the build. So this brings us to the floor level within the build itself. We're going to place some glass, and there's going to be 2 glass on either side that gives us the right height, which is going to have a quartz block or a quartz slab on top of those. And we're going to finish this in the same way that we have on the other ones, with a quartz slab on top of those 2 quartz blocks. So this now brings us down to the floor level of the base. So at this point we're going to knock out 3 high for all of these blocks that bring us into the actual base. As you can see, we've got the starting part of an entrance coming through. What we're going to do here is we are going to place a sea lantern, and then we're going to get some glass going in a similar pattern to what we've got on these walkways. So this is basically what we're doing. We're replicating what we've got on the walkways coming through to this stage here. At this point, we are going to put 2 of the slabs here, and actually we will replace these with some stairs like so. So this now brings us into the base nicely. However, we've still got this floor to sort out. So we'll take out this sea lantern, we'll replace that with a quartz, we'll knock out all of these blocks here, and what we're going to do is just line this with sea lanterns up to this point and back in like this, fill the rest of this in with some quartz, and we're nearly now done. So again, we've got quartz coming through. And now at this point, we are just going to have some stairs running around this section like this. And the last block here, we are going to have a sea lantern just leading us in. So this now gives us a nice entrance into the build. If you wanted, you could have it so you've got your stairs coming around like this. You'll need to make sure that they all connect up like so. Entirely your choice, but yeah, just whichever way you want to do it, either cornered off or having a curved bit there, and that just gives you quite a nice entrance into the base. It's all lit up with the sea lanterns here and just lines up nicely with the walkways inside. And that is now the base finished. Obviously you've got lots of space in here, loads of room for you to build anything. You could quite easily put in some bubble vators, would be the best way to get between the different layers, and you could do that probably either against the glass here if you wanted, so making use of the glass wall to take you right the way up, and using some of the stained glass panes to keep that inside but keep it a minimalist look. But now I will give you a quick fly through of the base. I will put one of the bubble vators in just to show you what it can look like as well. So I've now tidied up, removed the surrounding yellow and just added a little bit of terrain to give you an idea of what this could look like in your world. And now I'll just give you a quick run through what we've got on the inside. I added a couple of slabs on top of the entranceway as well, just because it rounded things off nicely. So yeah, once you go inside, it's lovely and light. You've got so much space that you could use going up into the next floor. And as we head across here, you've got the beacon. So because the beacon is at the middle of this base, you could set this up and you could have any effects in your base that you wanted to do. So yeah, going into all of these different locations again, looking down into those bases and looking up as well from here to the power core looks super cool in this base. And what I've also done is I've just added in a bubble vator to show you how you could get between the levels, just using some glass panes of the same color and connecting them up. It gives you the way that you can get in, and you can swoop straight up onto the next level. And here again you get such awesome views because we've got this sloped glass roof. It really opens up this power core in the middle and gives the focus to the base of where you are. And yeah, each and every time you go across one of these walkways, you can look out over the surrounding area and get lovely views everywhere, even down from these little bits in the corners of the base on this second layer. So really happy with the base. I hope you've really enjoyed the tutorial and the build. If you have, let me know in the comments and leave a like. It really does help the channel and helps YouTube to know that you've enjoyed it, so other people might as well. Also, if you haven't already, check out some of the other builds in the series. So we've already got tutorials in the series for this base with the domes, for this small starter style base which is modular and you can link loads of those together, and also for over here the spinny swirly tower base that we've got there. So various other builds as well in this world. Do check them all out. And all that's left to be said is thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed, make sure you do subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And also, I will see you next time on ADcraft. Bye!